Who had the most power in medieval societies, politicians or religious leaders?
Okay, so I think religious leaders hold the most power because they're responsible for spreading the word in which people believe. And so I was saying, like, unlike politicians who can only enforce rule and like force people to follow them, religious leaders can like kind of twist the word of religion to make people kind of do what they want at their own will.
Yeah, I believe that religious leaders had the most power in medieval society, or the Middle Ages. And I say that because kings and queens have claimed that they did get most of their power from God, and that the Pope had the most authority in those times, and he didn't have authority just over religious matters, but also political matters. So I would say the religious leaders did have the most power in this time period.
I agree with what Solomon said, with what he was saying about kings and queens look up to like even like religious things as well. Like it didn't just stop there. Like they got their inspiration, their rules, all of that from like God and stuff like that. So I feel that religious leaders hold more power.
And also because of the social structures of this time period, the priests and the religious figures were at the top of the, might I say, caste system, and for this time period, so they had the most power, and the chart just kept on falling down.
Well, my opinion on the subject, I think in most medieval societies, that religious leaders had the most power because, like Solomon said, you have the Pope, and then you have cardinals and different levels of religious leadership. And it was similar to the caste system in that way, but then also in certain medieval societies, you had kings and queens who had a lot of power because their power was considered absolute, so they almost had possession of their empire.
Good question, good answers. Should the government have involvement in Christianity? Why or why not?
I think that the government should not be involved in Christianity because even if a government implements Christianity into their, into their laws and things like that, I feel like the government would alter some of the rules, and I feel like the government will alter some of the rules, and people who practice that religion probably wouldn't take heed to it. So I think the government would basically just change guidelines already put in place by them.
Yeah, like Chris said, I don't believe that the government should have any involvement with Christianity, only because the church is a holy place, and governments have been associated with other religions in the past, such as Islam, and they have pretty much had negative impacts on that religion. And I believe that if they did have an impact on Christianity, that it would be a negative one.
I feel like the government shouldn't be involved in Christianity because I feel like a lot of their rules and stuff they put in place would be kind of based off Christian beliefs, and I feel like people of other religions, it would kind of contradict what they believe, and it would create a lot of conflict. So
I kind of disagree with all three of them. I think that the government should be involved in Christianity to an extent. I think like if the government can kind of supervise